Today's story is about episode 2 of the recently released web series Mayfair Witches. To keep watching such great videos, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and like this video. At the beginning of the episode, we get to see the story of 1681 Scotland. A girl named Suzanne goes ahead with her sister Flory to get flowers for her father's treatment. And both of them come to the woods and collect flowers. Suzanne tells her sister the names of all the flowers. And there a man comes, and then Suzanne asks her sister to leave. Her sister comes to the other side and starts remembering the names of flowers. Then Suzanne starts pleasing the man with her hands. Then someone whispers her name, and crows are also seen flying there. The scene shifts to the present. Rowan calls the South Bay Adoption Agency and tries to get information about her real parents. Rowan was adopted in 1991, but the adoption agency was opened in 1995. Knowing this, Rowan feels shocked. She understands that Ellie lied to her, and she becomes sad. Rowan comes in her boat and takes a drink, then she hears the spell. On the other side, we see Deirdre, and now the doctor does not give her the shot. For this reason, her condition is getting better, and she has started staying conscious. Lasher appears in her dreams and tells her that her daughter is alive and that he has found her. Deirdre wants to see her daughter, so Lasher then tells her to wake up. Then she wakes up while her maid is feeding, and Deirdre starts crying there. After 2 weeks, Rowan is cooking on her boat, and she looks at the schedule of her hospital, in which her name is not there. Then she reaches the hospital and meets Dr. Keck, whom we saw dying in the last episode but is still alive. Dr. Keck would not have kept her shift. He feels that she is unfit to perform surgeries, because her mother has died recently, so she needs rest. Rowan says that she can forget her sorrow by working. Dr. Keck asks her to get the permission of psychiatrist Dr. Noreen Davis. Rowan comes and meets her, then the doctor asks about her sleep. Rowan falsely says she is normal because she was not getting proper sleep. The doctor now asks her about the death of Daniel Lemmel, as she was the last person to see him. Then Rowan flares up, and there the doctor's nose starts bleeding. Rowan understands that it is because of her, that's why she leaves. On the other hand, Ciprien enters Rowan's boat and touches the things there. He learns that Rowan is not sleeping properly. Also, she is now killing people. Rowan comes to her car, in which Crow has done shit on her car. Seeing this, Rowan gets angry, and those crows start falling on her car after dying. Then she puts those crows in her car and leaves from there. Ciprien was also watching this whole incident. Then Rowan comes to the beach and starts burying those crows, and she is very sad. She doesn't understand anything that is happening to her. Rowan falls asleep after taking alprazolam. Someone is calling her in the dream. Rowan sees Ellie there. Ellie is inviting her to a house, and Rowan is following her. Ciprien sees Rowan sleeping and tells everything to his partner Samir. Ciprien says Rowan still doesn't know anything about herself. Then Samir says that if she comes to know everything together, she will be scared. He asks him to proceed carefully, then Ciprien says yes. On the other side, Deirdre wakes up, and the doctor is also there. Deirdre's condition is improving, so the doctor is also happy for her. Carlotta comes there, and then the doctor pretends to give a shot to Deirdre, then he leaves from there. It is night, and their youngsters are partying. Rowan wakes up after hearing loud music. Then she leaves to go home. Rowan senses that someone is following her. Then she asks to come out, and Ciprien appears. He tells her that he wants to help her, but Rover gets scared. Ciprien touches her, after which he faints. After some time, he is taken in an ambulance. Then Rowan steals his phone and checks it. She comes to know that he has been following her for a long time. She finds a picture of Ellie and Deirdre there, which is from the city of New Orleans. And this is the same house that Rowan had seen in her dream. Ciprien regains consciousness in the ambulance, and then leaves from there. When Rowan reaches the hospital, she is told that the man has suddenly recovered, and he gets down on the way. Rowan has to ask many things from him, but now he is gone. So she decides to go to New Orleans. Rowan left for New Orleans after a few hours. Here she sees a man in this picture, who is shown to her in the boat. Deirdre, on the other hand, wears her mother's necklace at home. Now her condition is fine, and she has started seeing Lasher as well. He says that her daughter is coming here, and they will meet her the next day. Deirdre is overjoyed as well as excited. She has visual sex with Lasher, and on the other hand, Rowan also feels the same feeling. The next morning, Deirdre finds that Carlotta has left for the party. Seeing the opportunity, she runs away from there, and she comes to her uncle Mr. Cortland's house. Her uncle is very happy to see her there because Carlotta had kept her in prison for a long time. Deirdre tells that her daughter is alive, and she is coming right here. By now Rowan is in town, and she turns up at the same hotel where Carlotta is at the party. While booking the room, she listens to the words of a tourist guide there. Rowan then approaches the guide and asks about the house with the picture of Ellie and Deirdre. That guide tells about the house that it is the Mayfair house. That house is famous for its witches. Rowan is scared to hear this. Then she gives money to the guide and asks to show that house. The guide tells her to meet at 5. From there Rowan goes to her room to take a shower. On the other hand, Deirdre gets ready and comes in front of Mr. Cortland, who then compliments her dress. Deirdre tells that Carlotta would not allow her to wear such a dress. Then she starts chanting the spell holding her necklace. On the other hand, when Rowan is taking a shower, Lasher comes to her room. He is attached to Deirdre. Then she sees Rowan through Lasher and finds out about that hotel and that room with a key. Then coming back into her body, she tells her uncle that she is going to meet her daughter. Mr. Cortland tells her to take his car. Now Rowan talks to Ciprien and she asks about him. And also why is he following her? Ciprien tells I work for an organization called the Talamasca. Your mother, Elle, she reached out to us. She wanted me to protect you. I will explain everything to you after we meet. Rowan says why should I trust you? Ciprien says I know your powers and I can teach you how to control them. Then Rowan tells him the address but she is quite confused. After a while, Deirdre comes there, which Carlotta sees and she comes to her. She starts taking her back home. But Deirdre doesn't want to go back and says her daughter is alive. Carlotta speaks that your daughter is long dead and you are sick. Then Deirdre says if I'm awake now, so is he. Carlotta's condition starts deteriorating after hearing this. Rowan leaves her room and comes to the lift, and Deirdre is in front of her in the lift. Rowan recognizes her, and she is overjoyed. But while there, Deirdre's throat is slit and she is killed. Rowan is very sad while handling her, and with this, episode 2 ends here. I will come soon with episode 3 of Mayfair Witches, so subscribe before you leave. Thanks for watching.